Hi everybody, this is the Digital Learning Day Job 2.9 assignment. And we're going to be working on the graphic organizer and thesis planner that we got the paper copy of in class on the last class before Digital Learning Day. And so if you open up this assignment right here, which is also over here in the upcoming, you see this assignment. So you received your 11 by 17 piece of paper in class. And there's two attachments here we're going to use later. You also have this video attachment, which you've already accessed. But anyway, we'll be talking more about this in a minute. And then this is the two-sided sheet that I gave you in class, last class, either Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. So you're going to be using this side and both sides here plus this, and then this is extra just in case you need it. Okay, so on this first page, what I'm looking for is I want you to use your existing resources, all right? And you can choose which ones you want to use. You don't have to use all of them. But I kind of outlined here how I would approach it. Notice I gave a couple of examples here. So I did a Bushbaum stat number 2.2, and pretty straightforward one we've talked about before. And then I did a 2.6b. Remember, 2.6b, that was the real cost of your iPhone article that we just did this week. And the author of that article is Rebecca Zissou, Z-I-S-S-O-U. And so I put her name right here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm planning for my research by not only including some evidence, but also I'm including the sources, so I know where to go back to and I know what to include in parentheses. I think you guys saw in our sample paragraph we just did in number 2.8 on the quotation about Race to the Bottom, where Sony was threatening to move from Mexico to China. You see that a really short, compact quote can give a lot of detail to add to your essay. So first page is just going to be some brainstorming. Go ahead and use the resources you know now and map out some things you know you want to include in your essay. Okay, so the next page of the assignment on the brainstorming is going to be using a LaSalle database. And so we're going to use the link to the LaSalle database that I provided in Job 2.9 in Schoology. And I gave you password information there, but I'll give it to you here as well. Okay, so we're going to use the Gale opposing viewpoints in context. We are not going to use facts on file, so we can ignore that one. Okay, we're just going to focus on facts on file, and we're going to go find an article that you could include here in your research. Okay, so we're going to go over and look at the databases now, so I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So back to our Schoology 2.9, let's go to this link to LaSalle database homepage. So click that now. It might also ask you for passwords now because you're off campus. If you're on campus, it never asks you for passwords, but if it does, the login is LaSalle66 and the password is Falcon. And this is the login for anything for off-campus remote access that LaSalle subscribes to. LaSalle's paying money to pay for these for you, so it's a good use of your resources that you contribute to through your tuition. So use the databases as much as possible. There's a lot of good information for you. All right, so when you get to this page, you'll see this is what the databases look like, and there's all sorts of choices. And then if you scroll down, you get to this one down here, opposing viewpoints in context. It wouldn't show up on this screen, but if you scroll down on this screen, you'll find down below opposing viewpoints in context. Notice it says Gale there, so click on that. And this is what Gale looks like when you open it, right at the top, so opposing viewpoints in context. And there's a search feature up here that you could use, but rather what I'd like to show you, and I like that because it gives you the opposing drop down. You can change that to other settings if you want. But down here, there's a whole bunch of categories if you scroll, and globalization is going to be found in business and economics. So go ahead and click View All on business and economics. And then this is what the screen looks like when you click View All. It gives you all the various topics in alphabetical order in business and economics. And I put two pictures here because if you keep scrolling down, then you will see here things that would help us more, like globalization, free trade, sweatshops, outsourcing. So there's lots of information on globalization that we could use. I'm going to choose globalization now and show you this on the video, but I encourage you to go to these other ones as well, and you might find information that you're looking for that gives you a little bit of different detail than what you already have. Okay, so again, I'm going to click on globalization and show you, but I invite you to choose some of these other options as well that could work for you for your essay. All right, so when you click on globalization, you get very similar things no matter what the topic is. If you pick sweatshops or if you picked outsourcing, free trade, it would give you the same kind of structure. Just off the surface, look at how many resources there are. There are Gale-provided resources, okay, so like Opposing Viewpoints online collection, that kind of stuff. But then it gives you links to actual other news organizations. Look at over here. Look at all of the different links you have. I mean, really an overwhelming number of information. You're not going to use anywhere close to all of it. But you've got a lot of information at your fingertips. This is not just for this class, but for future reference as well. So you could open up any of these articles that you think are going to help your cause and use that, or I'm just going to show you right now what the overview article could do for you. So here you go. Go ahead and click View More. So you open up the article and you get, as you can see, a lengthy overview. That's also going to give you some nice pros and cons updated in 2016, so that's nice. Gives you definitions, and it gives you information about how in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, globalization advanced at an increasingly rapid pace. Two major forces were the internet, which sped up communications and business, and also expanded reach on markets on distant countries. And many increasingly see themselves as part of a global society. However, it doesn't affect all people in the same way. Individual corporations in industrialized countries, that's TW countries, tend to benefit more than those in developing or DW countries. So just right there, you can pull out some pro-con depending upon the side that you're looking for. Then we see here a section on issues and protests. This is as you continue to scroll through the article. We see that globalization has become subject of intense debate. So large numbers of people in Mexico rose up in rebellion after NAFTA with strikes and demonstrations. Broad coalitions of protesters. That could be a new angle that you take on your presentation or your essay that we haven't talked about yet. We also talk about a wide range of opinions on what should be done. Some believe that we should have more protections for labor, the environment, and human rights. And others insist that these agreements should be abolished altogether. Supporters of free trade argue that lifting restrictions creates millions of jobs, and they note that NAFTA, trade with the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, has risen dramatically since the signing of the agreement. So lots of different pros and cons here. Okay, so some new information. I need you to cite an outside source at least one time from the database, so you can pull one or two things out of here, and that could help you. Okay, so now spend some time exploring the database, and you're going to do 5 bullet points of evidence that you could use. And I want to show you one more trick about the databases right now that's pretty cool. And I want you to put the little trick or the little shortcut I'm going to show you right here. All right, the trick is that at the very end of this overview article, look what's included. Boom, perfect. This is going to be the source citation for your database article. You can just put this part, Opposing Viewpoints Online Collection, Gale 2016, Opposing Viewpoints in Context, comma, or excuse me, period, and then you could put accessed and whatever date you access it. Okay, so that gives you your MLA citation. You can add that in to your assignment. And then just a little bit of a summary for you. How can this information help you with your persuasive essay on globalization? So complete that for me as part of the assignment. All right, and then when you guys are done with number 7, would you add this? Go to www.ilo.org, and I just want you to look at that website. And this is also linked in job number 2.9. And when you go to the link, what is the title of one article or section that you could use in your essay? Let's take a look at that website real quick. I just want you to have some access to it, and then just note something that you think you could use later. All I need you to do is write down an idea. You don't have to do any additional research right now on this. I just want you to know that it's there. However, if you do want to do additional research, great, that's wonderful, but I just want you to see that as another resource for you. If you go back to the job 2.9 in Schoology, here's the link to Red Card to Child Labor. So let's take a look at that website right now. You can explore this website. This is the International Labor Organization, which is a special organization of the United Nations, and they're carrying on this red card, and it's the kind of the analogy is in soccer, red card. So all together against child labor, and there's different articles to look at, and I just encourage you to explore that as a possibility for you. So for your assignment, all you're going to do is note in number 8, what's a title of an article. You can scroll down below that you could potentially use, or if you want to go ahead and click it and see what it's all about, I encourage you to do that. And then last but not least, you're going to go to that final page, and we already wrote this down, but I rewrote it for you just in case you weren't sure. So your thesis is going to be globalization is, and then it's going to be a positive, a negative, or a mixed, and then your 3 overarching main reasons why, that then you'll get developed further in your essay. You'll go into a lot more detail, but just generalizations here of the categories of why it's positive, negative, or mixed. And then go ahead and try and put it into one nice, probably, 2 sentences, maybe 3 sentences, just to check for flow. So you take these ideas here that are more kind of a bullet point situation, and now let's put it into a more of a flow, okay? So that when you come back on Monday, you have your completed brainstorming and your thesis prep, and then you'll be ready to roll with your working on your rough draft. And I'm going to try and get Chromebooks into the classroom on Monday for you to have, and you're going to have workday Monday and Wednesday on your essay, and then remember a printed rough draft on Friday, and then follow up with final draft is going to be Tuesday, and that's going to be November 21st. All right, so all that's in Schoology for you, and I wish you a good digital learning day, and I hope that this video has been helpful. Thank you guys, and have a good day.